guys, welcome to our second session for week 4. We're almost done. We're going to go through the announcements, week 4 assessment. We're going to take a look at it, and we've already done the adding buttons. I think you guys have that under control. Everybody did an awesome job last week. If you have any questions on that, let me know and we'll go through it again. And then we're going to demo. Our next session will be tomorrow, and tomorrow's lecture will be pretty similar to what I did on Monday. Any of you that are needing help adding sound or getting your final done or anything like that can come in for help tomorrow. Or if you have any makeup work that you need to do, then you can come in tomorrow and get help for that. Don't forget, Christy is our learning coach. Her schedule is posted in the announcements for week 4. So if you're needing help, you can go in and see her. I will be in the SSC again on Thursday from 8 to 11 and on Friday from 4 to 11. And I will be around on Saturday, guys. So if you need help, be sure you shoot me a text message or an email and let me know you need help so that I can open up my Zoom room on Saturday and help you. The week 4 assessment, all month long, you guys have been working on your advertisement, and all of you have done an exceptional job. Everyone that has submitted their week 3 has been exceptional. You guys did a great job, so pat yourselves on the back and be excited about that. You guys did awesome. This week, you're going to finish up the final assessment. You're going to make any changes. If I suggested you change something in your animation or make something a little longer, make those changes so that when you're done, this is something else that you can add to your portfolio. The actual directions for this week. You're going to create a folder called DS246, Final Assessment, First Name, Last Name. Be sure you make that folder, guys. It is a lot of points off this week if you do not publish your files. Be sure you make that folder so that when you publish your files, they are all there together and you know exactly what to turn in. Copy your animation files from week 3 into this folder. Open your Animate CC document and convert it to an HTML5 Canvas document. If you didn't start with an HTML5 Canvas document, a few of you did not start with HTML5, but the majority of you did, so you won't have to worry about converting it. You're going to test your animation to make sure it still performs the way it's supposed to and make any final adjustments that you need to make. And then you're going to zip the entire folder with all the files generated from your animation. You are going to be submitting that HTML5, the HTML document, the .js document. You're going to be producing a .move document that you need to submit. There are going to be several files that you have to submit this week. So make sure you make that folder first. You're going to zip them all together and turn them in. And you're going to name that zip file DS246, Final Assessment, your first name, your last name. You are also going to publish your animation live. You can publish it to your Behance account. If you have a Muse website, a Art Portfolio website, you can put it on there. Or if you have your own hosted website, you may put it on there. Or you can upload it to YouTube. It's your choice where you post it, but it needs to be live somewhere on the internet. Now, we're going to take a look at the 5 types of animation. In this mod, we have concentrated on specifically 2D animation. But I think it's important that you guys get an idea of the 5 types of animation. See if I can get it to play. Anybody know what the 5 types are? Because it looks like it's not going to play for me. See if I can find it on YouTube. Yeah, there is 3D. Okay, looks like I found it. Let me share my screen
Hey guys,
with you.
in this video I'm going to go over the 5 different types of animation. Show you some cool examples of each of them. If you're interested in becoming an animator, I have a cool surprise at the end of this video, and I'll show you what you can do to pursue career in animation based on the type of animation you're interested in. But if you're just an animation fan, that's okay. This video is going to be a lot of fun for you either way, so stick around. Now let's get to it. We'll start off with traditional animation. You might call it 2D animation, but I actually place 2D in a different category, and you'll see why later in the video. Traditional animation, sometimes referred to as cell animation, is one of the older forms of animation. In it, the animator draws every frame to create the animation sequence, just like they used to do in the old days at Disney. If you've ever had one of those flip books when you were a kid, you'll know what I mean. Sequential drawings, screened quickly one after another, create the illusion of movement. Traditional animation consists of hand drawings called frames. In the past, the drawing occurred on a big light table, which is basically a drafting table with a big light panel in the middle of it, on which the animator drew the sequence. The light enabled the animator to see his previous drawings through the paper to get a better look of his animation. This is called onion skinning. Nowadays, even traditional animation is being done mostly on computers by using a tablet like the Wacom Cintiq. 2D or traditional animation is usually animated on 12 frames per second, with occasional faster actions animated on 24 frames per second. Japanese animation, however, is known to be animated on a lower frame rate in most cases. Next on the list is 2D animation. When I talk about 2D animation, I'm referring to vector-based animation, like the ones done in Flash. This style has become very popular in the last decade, with the increasing amount of people doing it due to the accessibility of the technology. Flash is cheap and easy to use, such are other vector-based animation programs. The reason I place 2D animation in a different category is that in addition to the option of animating frame by frame, an animator has an option of creating rigs for the characters and then moving the body parts individually instead of drawing the character over and over again. After Effects allows you to create complex rigs for animation, or use the puppet tool to drag and move body parts around. These flexibilities give beginners more option when approaching animation, especially if drawing isn't their strong suit, unlike traditional animation where drawing skills are mandatory. The third type is 3D animation, also known as computer animation, or honestly just animation at this point, since this is the most common form of animation today, just like traditional animation used to just be called animation 30 years ago. 3D animation, however, works in a completely different way than traditional animation. They both require an understanding of the same principles of movement and composition, but the technical skill set is very different for each task. Like I've mentioned before, while in the past you had to be an amazing draftsman to be an animator, with computer animation that is not the case. 3D animation is more similar to playing with puppets rather than drawing. The animator moves the character in a 3D program with special controls that are connected to each body part, such as hands, elbows, lips, etc., and then sets a keyframe when all the body parts are in the right position. They proceed to move forward in time and move all these controls again to create another keyframe. The computer then calculates the journey the body part is going through between each of those keyframes. The 3D animator will spend most of their time looking at curves that represent the movement of different body parts over time. Another big difference with 3D animation is that, unlike traditional animation, the character's body parts are always present and should be taken into consideration. Let me explain. When animating in 2D, the character has to be drawn for every frame. When the character is viewed from the side, half of its body isn't shown and thus isn't drawn. It technically does not exist. It's drawn on a flat page, and there isn't really more to the character other than what the animator draws. With 3D though, the character's body parts always exist in the shot. Even when one hand isn't visible, it's still there. That adds some work for the animator, since we need to be aware of the entire character at all times. The last major difference with 3D animation is the frame rate. Like I said before, traditional animators usually work on twos, which means they draw a new drawing every 2 frames, and thus having one drawing last for 2 frames. With 3D animation, however, the motion is always smooth, except for stylized pieces which intentionally try to look different. Having a character stop completely looks like a mistake in 3D. Even when the character is standing still, there should always be some sign of life. This is something 2D animation can get away with much more easily than 3D. Number 4 on our list is motion graphics. While still considered a form of animation, motion graphics is rather different than the other types of animation on the list. mostly because unlike the other types, it is not character or story driven. It is the art of creatively moving graphic elements or text, usually for commercial or promotional purposes. Think animated logos, explainer videos, app commercials, television promos, or even film opening titles. The skills for motion graphics don't necessarily translate to the other types of animation, since they don't require knowledge of body mechanics or acting, but they do have some attributes in common, such as understanding good composition and the all-important camera motion. Last but not least is stop motion. Stop motion is a special form of animation that combines live-action filmmaking principles with traditional character animation. Stop motion is done by taking a photo of an object and then moving it just a little bit and taking another photo. The process is then repeated, and when the photos are played back one after another, they give the illusion of movement. This is similar to traditional animation, but it uses real-life material instead of drawings. Let's look at some different styles of stop motion. One of the most popular forms is claymation, working with clay or Play-Doh characters that can easily be manipulated for animation. Advanced claymation, as seen in the Neverhood or Armycrog, uses metal skeletons on which the clay is then molded for more sturdy rigs. Some animators would use regular puppets instead of clay ones, usually also built upon some sort of skeleton rig. The faces of the characters can be replaced based on the expressions or be controlled within the rig. Another popular form of stop motion is cutout, using construction paper or cardboard characters and placing them on paper while shooting the animation from above. That's how South Park was originally made before they switched to computers. Similar to cutout animation, silhouette animation uses cardboard or some kind of flat material, but the objects are all dark and the shot is depicted with silhouettes only. This is one of the oldest forms of stop motion and is rarely used today. Some use action figures or Lego characters for animation. This genre is very popular on YouTube, with many channels dedicated to creating funny skits with Lego characters. Robot Chicken is a great example of that. They use famous action figures to make fun of pop culture. Then there's pixelation, a form of stop motion that uses real people and real environments to create unreal videos. It uses the stop motion method of taking a still photo, moving things around, and then taking another photo, but the subject matter is usually real people instead of puppets. Alright, so now you know all about the different types of animation. If you're interested in taking things to the next level, I have written a complete guide with step-by-step process to learning each of those 5 types of animation. In each section of the guide, you'll have an overview of the animation style.
All right, guys, now Mimes is a very popular, excuse me, Mimes is very popular on the internet right now. We've all seen them, right? We all see those little mimes all the time. Okay, how many of you have actually related that to the fact that that's animation? It's usually a series of photos that are put together and animated to make that mime. Yeah, like the flip book. How many actually can remember ever doing a flip book in like art class when you were in school? I can remember doing a flip book when I was in school. Yeah, you loved the flip book. Yes, the flip book was really cool. We all did it. We all had a lot of fun doing it. And at that moment in time, you were technically creating animation. All the Disney films used to be made exactly like that. Now, Animate has made it easier for us to do 2D animation because we don't always have to do frame by frame because of the motion twins and the shape twins and the masking. So Animate has given us a lot of tools so that 2D animation does not have to be quite so complex as drawing frame by frame. Imagine how long it would take to do a frame by frame animation, even 30 seconds long. Because that means you have to draw every single frame within that 30 seconds. It would take, yes, what seems like forever, it would take you a good long time to do. Now, those of you that have really liked the animating, especially working with characters and things like that, I strongly encourage you to check out the character builder that is included with your Adobe apps, and it is called Character Animator. Character Animator is so very, very awesome for putting motion on characters, for creating animations that involve characters. It is super awesome. And those of you that were watching him do the 3D animation, he was using a program called Fuse, which is also included in your Adobe apps. And it's for 3D characters. Both of the programs at this point within Adobe are beta programs, but they both work really great, and they both include some awesome tutorials to teach you how to use it. So those of you that actually really enjoyed doing that, putting the bone tools on your character and making those motions and things like that, I strongly encourage you to check out those two programs and play with them a little bit. So now let's hop over to Animate. And let's talk about our assignment a little bit. Okay, most of you are going to add sound, which I strongly encourage. And I'm going to be making a few sound layers within my time frame. I'm going to make my first sound layer above the scene one, because my sound is going to need to match this, so I need to know exactly how long it needs to be. So I'm going to make my keyframe there. Insert keyframe. My sound will go right here. So now we need to talk about the sound. I don't know how many of you realize the sound you are downloading is much longer in most cases than your animation, which means if it's background music, that's no big deal, because when the thing is completely done, it will stop. But sound effect wise, you need it to fit within your time frame, right? So if it takes 3 seconds to hear the bang of a door, that's not going to work for you, because that scene is actually only 1 second long. So you have to, basically you're going to have to edit some of those sound effects when you need to. You may not have to edit all of them. You may simply be able to move them in your timeline so that it works. You may have to start that sound a second before it's supposed to sound so that it sounds when it's supposed to. Otherwise, you can use a program called Audition, and it is included in your CC programs. And that's what we're going to take a look at right now. Audition is pretty simple to learn. It will also do your voiceovers. Your screen looks like this. And it will do your voiceovers. It will let you edit the timeline in a sound so that you can make that sound shorter, take out parts of sound that you don't want, that sort of thing. So the first thing we're going to do, I think I only have just a few of you that are going to need to do the voiceover, but we will go through that first. So the first thing you're going to do is go to File, you're going to go to New, and you're going to make an audio file. And we'll just call it voiceover. You can keep the default settings, that's fine. Click OK. And then you're going to go up to Effects. And you're going to go to Generate. And you're going to choose Speech. And it's going to open this little speech box for you. And here's your language. We want English. And ask you the gender, male or female. And then it gives you a choice between some voices. Samantha sounds like this. Whatever you type in this box will be what they say.
Hello, my name. Hello, DES 246.
So now it says 246, but if I do this,
Hello, DES246.
Then we get DES246. So sometimes you have to play with what you type here, but the good thing about this voiceover is whatever you type here will be what's said. So therefore you don't have to actually say it and then change your voice into something else, like with what is it? GarageBand has voiceover too, but you have to actually speak the words first. Okay, so we heard Alex. Let's listen to Fred.
Hello, DES246.
And you have some ability to change that. I can make Fred talk slower.
Hello, DES246.
If I go into settings, come on. No, I do not want to enable Satori. Let's make him talk faster.
Hello, DES246. Hello, DES246.
And then of course you've got the female. Now in GarageBand, you do have quite a few more voices that you can choose from. Whereas in Audition on the Mac, it's kind of limited. There's more voices for the Windows than there is for the Mac, which is kind of strange, but that is the way it is.
Hello, DES246. Hello, DES246.
That is Victoria talking really fast.
Hello, DES246.
And you can play with the volume as well.
Hello, DES246.
And this is Samantha.
Hello, DES246. Hello, DES246.
Now, once you have that done, you can go back with your controls here and play with that voice a little bit and make it different. Once you have the voice the way you want it, all you have to do is go up to File and go to Save As. VoiceOver, choose where you want to save it by clicking on the location, clicking Browse if you need to change that. Right now, it's saying format is .wav or .bwf. You want to change that so that it comes out as an MP3. And then you're just going to hit OK. And it's going to say, give you the little message, it's being saved as compressed Lucy format. That's fine. And you just save it. Now, for the sound that you need to edit. The first sound I need to edit is going to be my sliding sound. So I'm going to go to File, go to Open. And get a spinny ball. There we go. And then I'm going to go to my desktop. I already downloaded my sounds. DS246. There's my slide MP3. Going to hit Open. And we'll play it. Now then, I should stop this. Really what I want is this sound down here. And I only need, if I look at my timeline in Animate, I know that first scene only lasts 2 seconds. And I don't even need that sound to last the 2 seconds. I need it to last about 1.8 seconds. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through here and highlight all of this. I want to erase it. So I'm just going to highlight it just like text. Hold my cursor right underneath this ruler bar and drag backwards. And then I'm just going to hit my delete key. And it's deleted. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning here. And I want to erase the sound in the middle. Oops. Hit my delete key. And I want to erase this sound. And this sound. And I think I can actually get rid of all of this too, because I need 1.8 seconds, which is right in here, my timeline. So I'm going to take this and go out to the end and delete it. And I want to rewind. I really don't like this sound. Let's try again. Still just a little bit there. I don't like that little bumpy noise. Come on. It's almost gone. That's better. Okay, and I lost a total of, oops, a little over a second. .10 seconds. So I need to erase some of this on the end there. There we go. That works. So I'm going to simply go to File. I'm going to hit Save. Yes, I want to replace it. There's that one. I'm going to hit my delete key. Now, I have another scene where my circles explode. And I'm going to use that twice. So I'm going to have to go back to my timeline. Let's scoot back to Animate so you guys can see how I figure this out. Okay, I need my sound to play about right there. So I'm at 5.9 seconds. And it needs to last about half a second. Okay. And then I'm going to use that same sound again when this explodes. And I think it will be half a second too. Let's see. Yeah, about half a second too. So I'm going to go back to Audition. And go to File, go to Open. I have that sound too. I want to use this sound. And go to Open. And I'm going to erase all of that. I need half a second. So half a second is right there. I'm just going to delete all that. And go to File and go to Save. And then I have my background sound that's going to play throughout. The problem with my background music is that it's loud at the moment. So I'm going to open it. I'm going to turn it down. Here's my background music. It's very loud, and I actually only need it to last. My entire animation was 15.4 seconds. So I'm gonna make it last 20. I'm gonna just highlight that, delete it. That works. There's a little gap right here on the end. I'm going to get rid of that. Now I need to turn the volume down. That's what this little bar is that floats right here in the middle. This is your sound bar. I'm going to turn it down. Still needs to go down just a little bit. I want to make sure that my sound effects can be heard above my background music. I think that will work. So I'm going to go to File and Save. Yes. And then we're going to hop back over to Animate. And I'm going to go all the way back to Scene 1 to that sound layer. This is where I want my my sliding sound. Go to File, Import, Import to Library. And then I'm going to find my sound. DS246, slide. Oops. File, import. Why won't you let me import my sound? Desktop, DS246. They've done something to Animate that is let's go back to Audition. This happened last month too. I had another student have this exact same problem with Animate. And so I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to change it from an MP3. If you have this trouble, you will have to change it. I want to change it to a dot wave. But I think I want to go here and save it as a dot wave. That makes it so big. Still so big. Why won't you take my MP3? Let's try an MP2. That brings it down some more. Let's see if it'll take my MP2. File, import to the library. Nope, it won't take that one either. File, save as. That's a small one. Huge audio file. Yeah. Import to library. Desktop. And it won't take that one either. Okay, now you're making me mad. I just wanted to save it as a dot wave, but you didn't. Yes, 246. There it is, dot wave. Why wouldn't, let's try this again. Import library, desktop. Nope, won't take that either. Ah. Give me just a second, guys. Let me see if there's anything on the Adobe blog. Oh, I am. It's having issues with sound. It can be a wave. Let's see. Supported sound formats. Wave. Oh, it can be MP3 is there. But let's see if it'll take one of these other formats. Let's see. AIF. I saw that in here. No, it's basically the exact same, but all of my students that were having issues with the Mac importing sound, and now it's not letting me import sound. And it's still not. What is the deal? Okay, hold on a second. Let's go back to file. Export file. We did this, but let's go back and try again. This is the same as save as or supposed to be. Let's see if maybe they made some sort of change to Audition. File, import library, desktop, DS246. And no, it's not there. Why won't you import sound? Huh. Okay, I'm gonna undo that so you guys can see how I went around that. If you have this issue, guys, let me go back to Animate. The MP3 will work like it's supposed to. You're gonna have Animate open. If you go to File and you go to Import and you choose Library and you go to your sound and it's all grayed out like mine, just hit Cancel. Open up your Finder. Find your sound. Make sure you have the frame selected where you want that sound to go. And then grab your sound and just drag it from your Finder to your artboard and Flash in Animate, and there is your sound. So that's the sound for that scene. And I'm going to put my playhead out until I find the next scene, which is, back up a little bit. Just right here. So in this sound layer, I'm going to make another keyframe and go back to my Finder again. And this time I want that Rebel Crash sound that I made. I'll grab it, drag it out to my artboard and drop it. And there's my sound. You don't hear it unless you test it. When you play it in Animate, you won't hear it unless you test it in your browser. So those are the two sound effects I'm adding. So I'm going to make a layer at the top because this is where I'm going to add my background. So I'm going to put my cursor, my background music. And I'm going to open my Finder, find my background music, drag it to my stage and drop it. And there it is. So now let's go Control, Test. Oh, I need to put it right here too. I forgot about that. And I'm still looped because I've changed things and need to unloop that timeline. So back to animate. I need to duplicate that rebel sound. So let's go through here. Maybe right. I'm gonna put it right here. And keyframe. Select that frame. Find my rebel noise. Since I've already brought it in, it's in my library and animate. And drag it to my artboard. There it is. File. Publish settings. And check my loop timeline. And let's test it again. If I can share with you, come on. Let's refresh this and try again. There we go. And there it is. Now, in reality, I would fine tune some of those sounds. I would probably turn the sliding sound up and fade out the end of that rebel sound because it's awful loud the whole way through it. That just means I would have to open them up in Audition again. So go ahead and get rid of that one. And basically to do the same thing to the slide that I did to the background music. Instead of turning it down, I'm going to turn it up, make it louder. Come on. Not quite that loud. And make it a little louder. And then save it. And then replace what I have in Animate by deleting it out of the library and putting in the new sound. And with the slide, in order to fade out the end, open, Rebel Crush. Here at the end, I kind of want it to fade this out. So I'm going to take that last little bit, highlight it, and turn around my sound on it. So let's see what we have now. Let's undo that. I'm going to fade all of this out. That's better. And simply save it. Go back to Animate. Now I have that sound in two different places. So here in this one, I'm going to delete it, which means I have to highlight those frames and remove frames. You can't just click on it and hit your delete key. You actually have to remove that from it. Or you can go to your library panel and simply hit your trash can icon. I did that on the right one, right? Yes. And it will remove it for you. And then I'm going to open my Finder up and simply re-drag in that rebel sound. Here. And do it again. Nope, not there. Here. Yes, right there. So there's my rebel. Bring it out. And one more time. better. Any questions about adding sound? And if you need to edit them, you can bring them into Audition. Some of you may not have to edit it. If it's just background noise, background music you're adding, it may not be necessary to edit it. It doesn't necessarily matter how long it is, as long as it's playing through the whole thing, because it will stop at the end. With your sound effects, though, you may have to shorten them like I did. To make your file size smaller, it's best to shorten your sound because sound files can be pretty large. So if you shorten it to just 30 seconds or 20 seconds or however many seconds your animation is, then it's that much smaller. And you don't have to worry about your file getting too big. Okay, Lori. So now back to Animate to do our final exporting. So we're here. Now then, I'm going to go back to frame 1. If you are working in an ActionScript 3 document and have to convert to HTML5, you need to go up to Commands and click Convert to Other Document Formats. In this window, it will probably already say HTML5 Canvas. Since I'm in a Canvas file, it's not going to say that. It will give me the choice to export as WebGL, ActionScript, or Custom Snap SVG Animator. Just choose the HTML5 Canvas and hit OK, and it will make a new tab for you. And on that tab, you will notice the end, it will say Canvas. That tells you that that is the HTML5 Canvas file. And then you're going to go to File, Publish Settings. Make sure Loop Timeline is unchecked. You are going to check JPG Image and OAM Package this week. So you should have JavaScript HTML, JPG Image, and OAM Package selected. And then you're going to hit Publish. Make sure you're in the right folder. And I don't have a folder. There we go. I'm going to publish it to my final folder. And hit Publish. And hit OK. So make sure my FLA gets saved in the right folder. And now, I didn't publish them. All my files didn't publish. Be sure you look in that folder. Make sure all your published files are there. Mine were not. See if I hit Publish again. There they go. The first time I didn't publish totally. So now, once you open that folder in your Finder, you're going to see several files. You're going to see your FLA, your HTML. You're going to see that JPG image. You're going to see your JS file. You're going to see the OAM file, and there's going to be a sounds file. Now, be sure you pay close attention to this image file. This really isn't the image I want. It started at frame 1. If I go back into my publish settings, let's see if you can still do that in Animate. File, publish settings, JPG, match movie size, but it doesn't give me, if I go to SVG image, that's what I'm going to select SVG image because my first image is just blank. If your first scene, if your first frame is just blank, you're going to have to select this SVG image. You're going to need this image later when you upload. So if your first frame is not blank, then you just need to select the JPG image. But if it is blank, you need to select the SVG image instead of the JPG image. And I'm going to hit publish. Did it give me the image I want? It didn't. Copy images and updated links. I want to put them all. It won't give me an image folder. Come on. It's giving me a vector file instead of a image file. Okay, so let's try something else. Let me go, I'm gonna go to the end. I'm gonna go right here. File, publish settings, publish. Let's see, it'll change my image. Ha ha ha, that's how you can control it. Go out on your timeline where to the frame you want it to take the image of. Make sure your playhead is there. Make sure your playhead is in that frame and then publish. That way, that's where it will generate your image from. Now, I have this image and that's what I can use for my upload. So you should have your .fla, your .html, a .jpg, a .js, and a .oam file. You don't have to worry about the SVG. And you should have a sound folder if you have sound in your animation. You're going to make sure that that folder is the one that gets zipped. That, wherever you saved all those files, and then just rename it. Oops. DS246 final assessment, first name, last name. And that's what you're going to turn in. And then you're going to go back to Animate. Oops. And now you have to export it as a movie. So you're going to go to File. You're going to go to Export. You've got Export Image, Image Legacy, Movie, Video, Animate. You're going to export it as a video. Hit Export. And it's going to ask you these questions. You can go with the default. Ignore stage color, except for my case, I want to generate it because that's my background color. So I want to generate that color in my stage. So if you use the stage to set your background color, make sure that is checked. Convert video in Adobe Media Encoder. Make sure that is checked. And stop exporting when last frame is reached. And make sure it's saving in the right place. It's not. Yes, it is. It is. Hit save and export. Once it's exporting, Adobe Media Encoder will automatically open for you. It may take it a moment, but you'll see it bouncing at the bottom of your screen. It's a purple on purple box. Now, I had some students in the last time I taught this class that had some trouble with Adobe Media Encoder that were on Windows computers. If You cannot get Adobe Media Encoder open. It means that you're kind of limited and you're going to have to upload to your Behance account. It will take the .move file. It may take it longer to upload because the file will be bigger than an MP3, but it will take that .move file. Come on, open up. Adobe Media Encoder always takes forever to open up. Come on. You guys wouldn't believe how often I spend making the exact same noise at work to my computer. It doesn't actually help, but it does entertain me. There we go, finally. Adobe Media Encoder is always so very, very slow. Okay, so let me share screens with you now. Okay, this is Adobe Media Encoder. As you notice, it looks a whole lot like Audition, doesn't it? It's not Audition though. It is Adobe Media Encoder. And come on, bring my files in already. They should automatically appear right here for you. I'm gonna go to Add Source, see if I can speed it up. Go to Add Source, go to where my files were saved in my final folder. And there's my .move. I'm gonna hit open. And you see it pops up here. Now, most likely, because I've used this a million times, it's already set to YouTube, but yours will probably say custom or select right here where mine says YouTube 480 SD. But essentially, that's what you're going to do. You're going to click that little drop down, and you're going to go scroll all the way down to the bottom and choose the YouTube 480 SD. That's the smallest file size that you can format to. Once that's done, you're simply going to hit the Start Queue button at the top. You're going to see your video appear at this box on the bottom. As it encodes it and compresses it and turns it into an MP3. Now let's open my Finder. I have a feeling that it didn't copy my color correctly. It didn't. It turns my stage black instead of orange. So if you have color on your background, I had this happen a couple of months ago when I was working on one with a client. So if you have your color a background and you're using the stage color, instead of drawing a shape over the front of it, just make a layer on the very bottom and call it background color. Grab your square tool and make that color. Turn the stroke off. I want my color, that color. And they just make a square that stretches across your board. And then go back to publish, export, and export as video so it gets your color. Another thing, as we all know by now, HTML5 Canvas is controlled by JavaScript, right? That's what that .js file is. Now, .js starts counting with what number? It starts counting with 0, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. But music and video start counting on what number? 1, that's right. So in order for your sound to export, where does it need to start? It needs to start on 1. So in Animate, if you put music in that very first frame, which on the ruler bar, this is what I don't like about Animate, because 1 on your ruler bar is actually 0. So if you have sound starting there, you're just simply going to select it and then select it again and drag it back 1 frame. That way it's technically on frame 1 and not frame 0, and it will export. So now I'm going to go to File, Export, Export Video, Export, yes. Back to Adobe Media Encoder, and I'm going to get rid of this one. Go to File, Add Source, my move file, and hit play, and there's my orange. Okay, now that's done. You're going to go into your Finder. And find that video, make sure it's done. This is the first one I did. It's in black. I'm just going to go ahead and move that one to the trash, maybe. Move to trash. There is the latest one I did. I'm going to hit play. And there's my video. So now you need to go to your Creative Cloud library, your Creative Cloud desktop app. Looks just like this. Everybody's familiar with this little doohickey, right? We all go there quite a lot. And you're going to click on Community. This is your Behance account, guys. This is where you should be putting all your work. You're going to click Add Work. It's going to open up into your internet browser. It's going to open up right here. This is the animation I did in the last class. This is different than what I did in this mod. What I did. And at the top, you're going to see Add Work. You're going to click it again, and it's going to say Files, Text, Embed, Lightroom, CC Files, and so forth. You're going to do Files. Go to where you saved all your files and find that MP4 file and hit open. Hit save, and then hit continue. It will take it a little bit to compress it, but by the time you're finished walking through this little wizard, it will be done. So we need to upload our image. I'm going to choose my image and hit open. Yes, I did. JPG, open. Please choose an image that is at least 630. Oh, they've changed the size. Great. So now we get to bump over to, I need to make this image bigger. So I'm gonna have to open up Photoshop real quick. The size used to be 400, which we are well within. So let's see if it will let me open up Photoshop. And we're gonna have to make it a little bit bigger. Please choose an image that is at least 632 pixels tall. Ours is only 550, if I remember right. Or mine is. Yours may be bigger, so be sure you check your stage size. But if you get to this point and it won't let you upload it even though you chose the video, then just open Photoshop and I'll show you how to size that image. It's really quick and really easy. Go ahead and put the project title in here, GS 246 1.4 final. Come on. Okay, now let's switch over to Photoshop. Go to File, go to Open. Go to my desktop. And find my image. And choose Open. There's my image. I'm going to go up to Image at the top, on the top menu bar up there next to Edit, and I'm going to go to Image Size. I'm going to open my image size box. And it's 632 tall, so I'm going to do 632. I'm going to resize that entire image. Make sure that chain length is checked, compressed before you change the height, and then hit OK. And I'm simply going to go to File and hit Save. And hit OK. And then close that out. Go back. To Google Chrome. Click my upload image again. Choose my image. And there it goes. And you can change that picture by zooming in or zooming out, however you want. So you get what you want inside for your screen. That's basically what the thumbnail is going to look like that users click on to see that video. So if you want to enlarge it, or make it smaller so it zooms into one character, whatever. You can use the little crop tool they provide. And you're going to hit crop and continue. And you come to this nice little screen. This is the basic information. Create a field. You're going to click add. And you've got motion graphics. You've got graphic design, UI, UX, and animation. You can only have 3. I'm going to uncheck motion graphics and choose animation. And hit done. Tools used. Click add. And we've got animate, addition, Illustrator. That's the only 3 I use. So done. Co-owner, no. Copyright, no. This project contains adult content, no. And hit publish. And if you want to paste the link on Facebook, you can do it here. And then you're going to simply test your movie. Make sure it's working. Once it's working, you need to copy this web address and post it into the comments box when you submit your zip file. So I can click on it and see your video from right there. Blender, if your sound starts in frame 1 of Animate, you will not be able to export sound. It has to start in what would be frame 2 according to the Animate ruler bar, which is technically frame 1. I know that's a lot. Once they get rid of ActionScript 3 altogether, I'm pretty sure that ruler bar will start with 0 from there on, but as of right now, it starts with 1 that's actually 0. So sound must start on frame 2, guys. Otherwise, it will not export. Right, when I exported the first one, there's no sound on it because it was on frame 1. So once I pushed it to frame 2 and exported it, now there's sound. Once you've uploaded it to Behance, all you have to do is copy that link and upload your zip folder, put the link in the comments box, and you're done for week 4, guys. Don't forget the career integration quiz. It's worth 15 points, and you would not believe the amount of students I have had that would have passed this class had they done the career integration quiz. So now you guys, these 2 classes, this mod, you guys have been completely awesome because your work has been top notch. All of you have very, very strong grades. So I don't think any of you are actually in danger of making that mistake, but I've said it, be sure you don't forget about that integration quiz. You guys have been awesome. I cannot tell you how proud of you guys. I have taught this class several million times by now, and you guys have been the best class ever. All of your work has been exceptional, especially for a first-time Animate class. I've been completely impressed, and I hope I get you guys in the advanced animation class because you guys will do awesome. Yes, Belinda, I'm there with you. It can be frustrating, but once you kind of figure out and get the hang of it, it can also be addicting. And it's fun. And you just have to kind of remember when you get frustrated to step back and say, okay, wait a minute. This is supposed to be fun and it's driving me nuts. If you find yourself in that spot, email me, guys. Let me help you. By now, you guys know I will do everything I can to open up my Zoom room or come in the Student Success Center and help you in any way I can. Sometimes that means you may have to wait a little bit until I get home if I happen to be out somewhere when you call me, but I will come in and help you. I'm glad you had so much fun, Belinda. It's been a blast, guys. Okay, guys. Well, is there any questions? Because that was it for the final. I told you guys it would be a short week if you were caught up. This won't take you very long at all. Well, Terry, you are most likely going to have me again. Have you had any of your web design classes and stuff? Nah, then you are likely to find yourself in my class again at some point. I am also the web design. I also teach web design. We have a lot of fun in those classes too. All right, guys. Well, if you don't have any questions at this point, then we'll call it a night. Raven, you need some help. That's fine. Just stick around. We'll call it an evening. And then tomorrow, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, if you're having any difficulty, if you start playing with sound tonight and that sort of thing, if you're having any trouble, come in at 3 p.m. tomorrow and we'll get it taken care of. Or if you have past work that you either need to make changes to and resubmit, or you still need help getting caught up, come in and see me and we'll get it taken care of. All right, guys? You're welcome, guys. I'll see you later. Okay, Raven, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Can you share with me?
I know you said you can probably help us tomorrow with this.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can work on it tomorrow. That's fine.
No, I want to work on it today because I want to make sure that I get what you were saying.
Okay.
This I probably don't need this one. You said, first of all, do I need voiceover in mine?
You need to open your sound. So you can go to File, go to Open.
Open. I can't stand it when it does that. And
Do your, yes, which one of those sounds are you wanting to bring in?
I want to, this one.
Okay, click on it and hit Open. How long does it need to be?
It's the part when she's jumping.
Okay, you can go back to Animate and figure out where and find where it needs to start. It needs to start on frame 1 at the beginning.
No, it needs to start scene 2, which is right here.
It needs to start at 5 seconds and it needs to end where?
It needs to end here.
So 5 seconds total. So go back to Audition. And right now it is 1 minute and some odd seconds long. So first of all, see that little blue playhead at the top on that ruler bar? Which part of the sound do you want?
Sorry, too fast.
You want the beginning?
I think I want. I'm still doing it too fast. I think about this part.
About right there. Okay. So hold your mouse button down on that red bar
Okay.
and drag back to the left. Hit your
Right.
delete.
Okay.
Now we're still got plenty of seconds there. So go out to like frame 60.
Right here.
Yeah, go down just a little bit. Hold your mouse button down and drag to the right. All the way out, all the way to the end. Hit your delete key. Now you're at, now go back to frame 1 and hit your play button and see if that's where you want it to start or if you need to delete some more from the front.
Probably need to end some more.
Okay, you can only delete about half a second. So you're gonna go to 0.5 at the top. Hold your
Okay.
mouse button down right underneath it on that red line.
Mm-hmm.
And drag to the left. Hit your delete key.
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, so then hit stop, go to file and go to save.
To save.
This was
No,
already
press.
in. Yes, hit OK.
Okay.
Now you can click on it right there in that little box
Right here.
and hit the trash can at the top and pull in your next sound. Do you have another sound that needs to play?
This one, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it.
Okay, so you're not sure if you're using that one. Okay, well you do the next sound you use would be the same way. So now you're gonna go back to animate. You need to put it on your stage.
Okay. So go
Make a
to
sound layer first. You have to make a sound
Huh?
layer.
all right. So
Now go back to where it's supposed to start.
is right here.
Frame in the sound layer. Yeah. Go out to that red line and right click and do insert keyframe.
Insert keyframe.
And then go to the end and insert a keyframe there.
Insert keyframe. I don't think I did it right. I think I did it double.
Now click in that first keyframe where it's supposed to start. Go to File, go to Import to Library.
Library. Then then final, then this
And hit
one.
OK. Now go to your Libraries panel.
Okay.
There's your sound. See it?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, grab it and drag it to your artboard. Drag it.
Okay.
Now click in frame 140.
140. Sorry.
There you go. And if you keep clicking, it'll keep filling in the sound.
Oh.
There it is. So now you need to test it. So go to Control and go to Test Movie.
Control test. Test moving?
Test. Just hit Test.
Sorry. I want to put a sound in there.
That's
Somewhere else. That's too loud.
You need to turn up the volume.
No, I said that was too loud.
Too loud?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go back to audition. Open up that sound again.
Open sound, which is this one.
And you're
Then,
gonna turn the volume down, right there. See that little circle? Drag it to the left. Hit play at the bottom and see if that's still too loud.
yeah,
It is still
I'm
too
gonna turn
loud.
it on. Yeah. Ooh, let's try this one. This is good.
Okay, go to file, go to save.
I'll say,
And then go back
Okay.
to
okay. Go
go
to
to your
this.
library. Yeah, click there and go to your library span, hit your trash can at the bottom.
Okay.
Now go to file, go to import and import it again.
I'll import. And go right here where it's supposed to come in.
And click in frame 145. It's probably there. You just have to click a frame out before that. There it goes. And it's there. So test it again.
Okay, test it. Yes. Yeah, I wanna.
Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I can't
And I
hear
want.
you. So
Let me,
I'm
oh,
guessing,
mine.
I'm
Let me.
guessing you have a headset on or something, so I can't hear your sound.
Okay, let me just. I guess it's because my volume was high. I guess I need to.
Yeah, as long as it sounds fine to you, you're good to go. If you need to turn it down some more, you can.
Let me. No, I need to see if you can hear it. Cause. Can you hear it?
No. It's not the fact that I couldn't hear it the first time either.
Oh, okay.
It's because, do you have a headset or something on?
No.
Are you using external speakers or something?
Yeah, I'm actually using the computer speakers.
Huh, I don't know why it won't relay the sound to me, but no, I can't hear it.
You can't hear it, period.
But you're not the first student that's happened to. So as long as it sounds fine to you, it'll sound fine to me.
Okay. Now I have another question. Can
Okay.
can I put voiceover on mine for the I got my book part.
Right.
So I go to new auto files.
Well, hit cancel first. Because you
Okay.
want to get rid of that sound first. So click on that sound and hit your trash can.
Okay.
Hit no, because you changed there you go. Now you want to do a voiceover.
Uh-huh.
So go to audio file. Go to
And
new
new.
audio
Oh, it's
file.
right.
And do call it voiceover.
There's over.
There you go. And hit OK.
Okay.
And then you're going to go to effects. And you're going to go to generate.
Generate. Then
Speech.
speech.
And you're going to type what you want it to say in that white box.
Okay. All right. Book. And I'm trying to make sure it's female.
Hit play at the bottom. Let's see what you get. Yeah, you go to 0. Yes, I think it's 0.
Okay.
And hit play at the bottom. Oh, haha, retype that.
Yeah.
Now, do you want it to repeat that more than once?
Uh-huh.
So if you needed to pause between it, you're going to put your cursor after book. Well, you could put the sound in there multiple times if you wanted, or you could make it one on all in one time loop. If you hit your space bar, space it out, like hit it quite a few times, and then type "I got my book" again, and then listen to it. Were they spaced out enough?
It only said it once. No.
Add some more space.
It's like it's not putting space in it.
Okay, hit your enter key there. It's been a while since I had to add space in. Hit your enter. There you go. Now try it. You may have to hit your enter key again and put a space, actual space there. Whoops.
Wait. Yeah, that's enough space.
Was that enough
I need-
space?
Yes. Do I need to add any more? Like, I think she jumped like 5 times. Let me see.
She said one, 2, 3, 4 times. That first doesn't count. You count the second keyframe.
Okay, so
One,
1, 2,
3,
4.
4, 5.
Oh,
She might say it a 6 times. The end keyframe should count. So that's 6 times.
6. Okay. So,
To effects, you can just go to effects and go to generate again and do voice. Effects. Generate speech.
oh, okay.
Hit your enter key again, or just copy that. You can highlight it and copy it too, and then paste it again, and that'll give you 4. You copy both lines.
Okay. Let me see something. Okay. Okay. Copy.
Hit your enter key and paste it.
Paste.
And hit your enter key and paste it again, it'll give you 6.
Okay,
There you
so
go.
that's
Now
6.
play it. Test it first.
Yeah.
Hit OK. And then go to File and go to Save. Actually, you want to export it. Go to Export
Okay.
and go to File. And where it says Wave there, change that to MP3.
Okay.
And we need to save it in the right place. Hit Browse.
Yeah, because we want to save it. And yes.
Save.
Huh?
Save.
Okay. Now push OK.
Yes. And hit yes.
Push.
And then go back to animate.
Okay.
And you have to go to your sound layer and make your keyframes first.
Oh, I think I need to make a sound layer.
Well, you already have one, don't you? You can use that same sound layer so that you don't have to separate everything. Just make your first keyframe right there. And then go out to where it should stop and make a keyframe there. And go back to where it should start. And file, import to library.
File import to.
Import, not export.
Oh, sorry.
And
Yeah.
voice. And then, couldn't import CSV file system 1, 2, 3, why not? Go back to Audition. Let's see if maybe there was a setting off. Go to File. Go to Export. Actually, go to Save As. Go to Save As. Change it to an MP3.
And push OK.
Yeah, for sure. No. Oh, cancel. Go to Browse. Put it where
Oh,
you
yeah.
want.
Thank you. I hate when I push OK. Then push OK.
Yes.
And
Now try animate again and see if it'll let you.
import. Oh,
Okay, open your library panel. We'll have to do it like we did on mine. And your library at the bottom of your screen. See your library folder down there by your window apps.
here.
Windows on your computer, the bottom menu bar right
Oh.
there. Your folder icon.
Sorry.
Minimize. You had to make that smaller so you can see. There you go. Now go to your class folder.
I keep forgetting it's DS. Then, yes.
Now you're gonna need to move that window over so you can see your stage because you have to drag it to your stage. You can't drag it to the gray space. It won't work.
Let me. Okay, and then go here like this.
And drop it to the end. There you go. Move that
Okay.
box out of the way and see if it took it. It doesn't look like it took it.
Nope.
Okay. There are problems reading them. Go back to Audition. Go to File. Go to Save As again. Maybe we need to change it and make it smaller. Okay. See where it says 4,800 age? Yeah. Click.
Just change.
Yeah. See where it says sample rate. Click that and change it to 44,100.
Okay.
And then, yes. Hit OK again. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Now go animate. Let's try it again.
Import.
There it goes.
We have to change the size.
Yeah, it just didn't like that 4,800. Okay. To the stage. You have to drag it to your stage. There you go. And drop it. And then click in frame 270 or something. So there you go. Now let's test it again.
Hold on, let me. Oh, wrong test. Sorry.
It's okay.
Like you said that you couldn't do it that way. Too many times.
Too many times?
You know what? No. No, we can still use that, even though it seems like it's too many times.
Yeah, yeah, that's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But hey, I need a song for the first one.
Yeah, so you'll have to find some background music. Just remember to turn that background sound down so it's really low, so that you can hear the other stuff on top of it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right, Raven. And if you played with this and still need help tomorrow, I'll be here.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
Raven.
you
I'll
so
see you
much.
later.
Oh, I am gonna need help tomorrow because I just thought about it. To put it on the YouTube.
Okay, you want to put it on YouTube or you want to put it on your Behance?
I want to do both, but I want to do YouTube.
Okay. You
So I
uploading
can-
to YouTube is really easy. You're gonna do everything that we did. After you make it an MP3, you're just going to go to YouTube and you're gonna hit the upload button and drag it in there.
Oh, so I have to do it.
Yeah, I'll
Ma'am?
show you how to do that tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, Raven, see you later.
See you if I can stop sharing.
Brian, are you needing help?
Actually, no, I don't. I was just busy doing something. I forgot to log out.
Okay, Brian, I'll see you later.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Is it stop sharing?
Yeah, just hit stop sharing.
I hit it twice. It's just not wanting to stop sharing.
Now you stopped sharing, didn't you?
You don't see me?
I don't see you anymore. Do you see me now?
No, that's what I'm trying to say. On my end, it's still sharing.
Oh, yeah, it does show you still sharing. Oh, well, I can end the meeting. That'll stop